Oh my God, mangoes. Oh my God, what heaven. Hi, g'day, I'm Dr Karl and I'm here to introduce my 48th book, ta-da! There with a picture of me wearing rather disarmingly high pants. I'm trying to mimic that style now, I don't know if it'll take off. So over here I'm seeing, oh my God, am I running out of order, but look at this. At Christmas, we'd have these things, and inside we knew that there was chocolate. We thought we were being grown up in the sense that we're having what the adults are having. Almost certainly was microscopic amounts of alcohol and lots of sweetness, but lollies with the chocolate on the outside and then the liquid on the inside. Oh my God, that was fantastic. On one hand, being of European background, my parents looked at this and said, there is no nutrition in it. And they were dead right. But on one day they sent me off and they said, bring back some white bread because we had some guests coming who are very Anglo and they weren't into this sort of darker bread. I got it fresh out of the bakery and they gave it to me and I thought, man, oh man, this does smell good. It was sort of rounded and I was a little child and I shoved my little hand inside, I picked out some. By the time I got home, practically all of the bread where I could shove my hand in was missing the delicious white inside. And for the first time, I really appreciated the beauty of soft white bread, although it had nowhere near the nutritional value of proper brown bread. Pierogi. So what happened was that we were desperately poor, but of course you have parties. The Easter celebration or the Christmas or the whatever, or the birthday party for somebody. And then the whole family, that's my parents and I, we'd assemble in the kitchen. And then we'd set up the production line. And we'd get the wheat and we'd roll it and we'd get the different things and we'd fill it and we'd cook them and we'd boil them or fry them or whatever. And it was a whole big day. And so pierogi, which is just another type of dumpling, is one of my very favourite foods from my childhood, from partially those memories and partially just how goddamn perfect dumplings are. Herring on black bread. My parents, besides being Polish, also lived in Sweden. They met in Sweden in a Red Cross displaced persons camp. And so the Swedish diet was part of what I ate. And so I remember as a child having herrings on dark bread. And on one occasion, some Anglo people came to visit me just in the middle of the day, and we're having this for lunch anyway. They couldn't stand it. And then it all came back to me on my marriage day. We had a scientific wedding in the sense that we got married inside either the Arctic or the Antarctic Circle on the longest day of the year when the sun didn't set, so that in the same way the sun did not set on the land, the love would never set on our marriage. And so there we were in Norway getting married, and so we went to bed and then woke up in the morning, and then for breakfast I had coffee and herring on bread. And I was getting married that day. Oh my God, what a perfect day. Sometimes you're just lucky. Okay, we'll put away the good stuff and bring on the bad stuff.
Eat the wagon wheel. Weston's wagon wheels, a lot more delicious than a pickled herring.
The wagon wheel. As a child, I had this love-hate relationship with the wagon wheel because on one hand I loved them because they had chocolate and marshmallow and another bunch of things in there. On the other hand, they were always stale. No matter how fresh they were, wagon wheels always tasted stale. I have never been able to solve this mystery. I'm kind of guessing that it's related to being able to have the different elements without interfering with each other. I'm not putting wagon wheels down. In their own right, they fit into their ecological niche as a snack. The modern term today apparently is discretionary food. See, 28 was a very big year for me. I learned how to swim, I taught myself how to swim, and I had mangoes. And the important thing I learned, I was dressed in hospital blues or greens, you eat mango with your whole face. It just goes everywhere. And if there's too much, you just have a shower. There's showers in hospitals. There's greens, you just change clothes. And there I was at 28, finally a real Australian, because I could swim, albeit badly, and I was eating mangoes. And so I'd buy a case of mangoes for my parents and bring it down to them on a weekend where I'd visit them in Wollongong, and they also became slightly more Australianised. The trouble is nobody looks good eating, but here we go. Yeah, pretty good. Oh my God, that was perfect.